This is Muhammad Subhi. Till now, I haven't muted you. So you can hear each other now. Girls, till now.
Sir, I think not muting us as speaker is better, sir. We are not going to talk in the class.
What?
If you want to mute us, you can mute. I meet like speaker not muting. Right?
Shari Al-Mashari, Rami Siraji, Muhammad Awad. 6 students till now.
Mister, is this going to be the class?
Waiting for others.
No, like you won't share the link on the main group.
Till now? هو ما تشتغل اللينك على الجروب
because sometimes join us, Mr.
Yes, hello.
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 Please, can you rename yourself so I can call you with your name? Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum.
جاوب عليكم السلام. عليكم السلام.
This is Shadi.
Yes.
Okay, I'll rename you Shadi. Shadi, please don't change your name.
I will change it, Mr. Tusadi, to Kihabi.
Shadi.
Yes.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 students. I'm waiting for the others. Please, my dear students, find your vocabulary book. This will be a vocabulary session. Assalamu alaikum. Bila, I have a name here, it's called Bila. So please, can you tell me your name to rename it? Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. Bila, please, can you rename yourself so I can call you with your name? Yes, Raji. Can hear you. So Raji, can you hear me well?
Yes, Mister.
Okay. Everything is okay? Rami? Okay. Okay. Thank you, Malak. Thank you, Malak. Please find your vocabulary book. Open your vocabulary book on chapter or unit 16. Unit 16. Unit 16. Canine help. Canine help. First of all, who can tell me what does it mean, canine help? Raise your hand if you want to answer. Canine help? Oh, I need you to participate, please. This session depends mainly on your participation. It's not a problem to make mistakes. No one raised his hand till now. Canine help, this is related to dogs. Canine related to dogs. They are going to get help from dogs. Okay, but let's discuss how this help will be. As we used to do in the class, we used to read the text and then discuss the new meaning or the words. So I need someone to read first, then we can guess the meaning of the new words. Who wants to read? I can share my screen so you can see everything on the screen here. This is chapter 16. Who wants to read? Raise your hand if you want to read. Inshallah. Muhammad Awad. Muhammad Awad, we can hear you now. Muhammad. Muhammad, speak. Muhammad Awad. Number one. What's wrong with you? Yes, Malak. Can you read, Malak?
Yeah. I will read till action.
Look, read till I stop you.
All right. War is a complex procedure. Furthermore, the
War,
people who are
okay.
actually
War,
war is
okay.
a complex procedure. Okay. War is a complex procedure. Furthermore, the people who are actually involved in active warfare often know very little about this procedure.
Yes.
The powers that be formulate the strategy and even leave it to the ordinary soldiers to put it into action.
Okay, thank you, Malak. Let's discuss the meaning of these expressions that are used here. From the context itself, okay, the best way to learn vocab is to study it in context, okay? So here, from the context, what does it mean, the powers that we formulate the strategy in war?
The powers that be formulate the strategy, I mean the power that manage the strategy.
The powers that manage the strategy. Maybe, yes, that's right. That's right, Mark. Thank you. Another one? Shadi?
Mr. It can be assessing the situation.
Assessing the situation?
Yes.
Yes,
Let's call that we are assessing the situation.
yes, that's right. Thank you, Shadi. So the powers that be formulate. What does mean formulate a strategy? Formulate a strategy, formulate something, formulate a plan. Yes, Shadi?
Prepare.
Prepare, that's right. So those who are responsible, okay, or those who are in authority or the authorities, okay, that are responsible for preparing the strategies or the plans for war. Okay, the practical problems haven't always been taken into consideration by those who are not likely ever to be on the battlefield. It's often left to the soldiers on the ground to report back the nuts and bolts in the battle situation. By the time they are in position to put their military masters in the picture, it's often too late. So, if we return back to the beginning here of this sentence, it's often left to the soldiers on the ground to report back the nuts and bolts of the battle situation. The nuts and bolts of the battle situation. So, what does it mean? Are you still raising your hand, Shadi? I need all of you to participate. This class depends mainly on your participation. Yes, Salman?
On the practicality.
Yes, the practicality or the basic details. Those soldiers provide their officers or those who are in authority with the details they find on the ground. Okay.
So, one more question, Mr. Why did we skip so many chapters?
Actually, the girls section finished a lot of chapters. Okay, so in order not to discuss something repetitive, okay, for the girls section, I'm forced to start from unit 16. Okay, and by the way, time left won't be enough for finishing all the chapters. So this is the case. Okay. So the nuts and bolts, the basic details, okay, or the practicalities. Thank you, Salman. What about when you put someone in the picture? I think it's related to Arabic. Yes, Shadi? Put someone in the picture. What does it mean?
Mr. To give him a details, to give him a details about something.
Yes, to give someone details about something. Very good. The next. Who can read? Who can read? Shadi is still raising his hand. You want to read, Shadi? Yes, Muhammad Sobhi.
Should I read starting from
Yes, from this one of the practical problems.
Okay.
Yes.
One of the practical problems that soldiers face on the ground is the problem of transporting equipment and other
Paraphernalia.
paraphernalia.
And other paraphernalia. So one of the practical problems that soldiers face on the ground is the problem of transporting equipment and other paraphernalia. Try to guess the meaning of this word from the context. Okay, continue, Muhammad.
Troops are often sent to areas where the terrain is difficult and unfamiliar. It's not enough to negotiate such hostile terrain without having to transport a lot of equipment, weighed down by cumbersome loads on their backs. troops find that progress is slow, if not well nigh impossible.
That's right. Thank you, Muhammad Sobri. Would you like to discuss the meaning of any of these words here, Muhammad?
Paraphernalia.
Paraphernalia. Paraphernalia. Okay, they have a problem with transporting equipment and the other paraphernalia. So what does it mean, paraphernalia? The same, I think the same as equipment, Muhammad. Okay, Salman.
So the meaning of paraphernalia? Military equipment or apparatus.
Yes, apparatus or stuff or things that you need. Okay. Troops are often sent to areas where the terrain. What does mean terrain here? What
Land.
does mean? The land, that's right. Especially if I'm talking about the natural features of the land, okay? Where the terrain is difficult and unfamiliar, okay? It's tough enough to negotiate such hostile terrain. Hostile? What does mean hostile?
Unfriendly. Dangerous.
Yes, unfriendly, dangerous. So we have this word, it's not mentioned in the explanation of the new word, terrain, land. Okay, please you can find a pencil or a pen and write down the meaning of the new words. Terrain, style. Style here means unfamiliar, difficult. Difficult land, okay? You know, the desert, okay, is not suitable enough for carrying things, okay? And soldiers find problems in pulling their stuff and equipments after them. Thank you, Salman. So it's tough enough to negotiate such hostile terrain without having to transport a lot of equipment. Weighed down by cumbersome loads on their backs. Cumbersome loads. I think it's clear. Cumbersome loads. What does it mean? Shadi?
Yes, Mr. It's heavy or large or
Yes, heavy loads, that's right, on their backs. Troops find, thank you, Shadi, troops find that progress is slow, if not well nigh impossible. That progress is slow, if not well nigh impossible. So what does it mean here? Well nigh? Shadi is raising his hand again, inshallah. Where are the others? Sleeping? Shadi? Shadi?
Oh,
Yes,
yeah,
Shadi?
so blessed. You're blessed.
If not well nigh, almost, that's right. If not well nigh means almost impossible. Thank you, Shadi. The US military authorities, having been made aware of this problem, are bending over backwards to find ways of relieving their soldiers of this burden. Often US troops toil to haul equipment weighing hundreds of pounds across ground that wheeled vehicles cannot reach. Now, the thoughts of the authorities are turning towards four-legged assistance. So, from the context, let's guess the meaning. Is there an echo in my voice? A lot of echo. So how can I solve this problem? So I'll try to speak slowly so this echo won't affect you, inshallah. bending over backwards. The US military authorities, having been made aware of this problem, are bending over backwards to find ways of relieving their soldiers. What does mean bending over backwards? Raise your hand if you want to answer. Muhammad Subhi. Yes, Muhammad.
Mr. Mshari.
This is Mishari, sorry.
Mr. It means that to make a deal.
To make a deal, I can say that partly true. But they are bending over backwards to find ways of relieving their soldiers of this burden. So when someone bends over backwards to do something or to solve a problem, so what does it mean? Malak?
Yeah, it means to try their best or do as much as they can.
Yes, try their best or do or exert a lot of effort to solve a problem.
Yeah.
Thank you, Malak.
Yeah.
Often US troops toil to haul equipment. What does mean toil? Malak again?
Wait, which word? I mean, toil. Toil means to struggle or
Yes,
go through the hardships.
to struggle to haul equipment weighing hundreds of pounds across the ground. So what does it mean? Struggle to what? To what equipment here? What does it mean haul?
Struggle to hold on to the equipment.
To hold or pull down the equipment. That's right. Thank you, Malak.
Okay.
I think from the context you can understand a lot of the meaning of a lot of words, okay, easily. So troops toil to haul equipment weighing hundreds of pounds across ground that wheeled vehicles cannot reach. They are considering canine help, but not the conventional sort. The US authorities are funding the development of robotic dog. So this is here, robotic dog. This is our topic here. Okay, our topic is talking about the canine help or the help they are going to get from dogs, but they are not going to use real dogs, but robotic dogs, which they hope will transport the burdensome equipment. I think it's clear, the burdensome equipment. Shadi?
Mr.
Burdensome equipment.
Difficult to carry or hard to carry.
Difficult to carry, that's right. Thank you, Shadi. Equipment currently carried by soldiers. Their hope is that such canine robots will also carry out mine-sweeping exercises. Oh, this is not mentioned, okay? The definition of some expressions you have, but you can understand it from the context. Their hope is that such canine robots will also carry out mine-sweeping exercises and surveillance as they go, thereby making the area much safer for soldiers. So let's discuss the meaning of mine-sweeping exercises. Who is ready? Raise your hand if you are ready. Muhammad Subhi.
Mr. I think it's something related to explosives, like.
Yes, that's right. That's right. Mine, this is a specific kind of bombs that both below the earth or even in the sea, okay, which explodes when vehicles or ships or people go over it. I think you understand the meaning now. Again, mine is a specific kind of bombs that put under or below the earth or even sea, which explodes when vehicles, ships, or people go over it. So It happens a lot, especially in the countries where they have wars, okay? Maybe large spaces of land, okay, is filled with these mines, okay? And it can explode suddenly if anyone step upon it, okay? So to protect the soldiers, they develop a kind of robotic dog that will help them to do this kind of mine sweeping exercise. Means this practice of removing these bombs before moving on the ground, or even before ships sail in a specific area of the sea. Carry out mine sweeping exercises and surveillance. Surveillance. So what does mean this word? Surveillance. Who is ready? Muhammad Subhi. And surveillance as they go.
Mine sweeping exercise and surveillance as they go, right?
Yes. Try to
So I
guess.
think like when
Try to
like
guess.
this is like keep like attention, like have some attention on like keep watching, or like Mr. have some control on, or a kind of supervision.
Yes, yes, that's right. Surveillance, this is the action of careful watching for people or places, especially if a crime is going to happen, okay? So this is something common in wars, okay? They keep someone to carefully watch a specific people or place, specific place to to try to find out or to get them some details about this place or what's going to happen in this place. Okay? Thank you, Muhammad. As they go, thereby making the area much safer for soldiers. Now, several companies have been commissioned to produce a prototype of such a robot. One of them described their prototype dog as a robot of about 1 meter in length. Powered by gasoline, it's equipped with radar and a computer so that it can see where it's going and it can respond to things around it. As though it's where it's supposed to be, it was, not were. I think this is here a mistake. Try to change it to be was, not were. This is here a mistake. A real animal. So let's discuss the meaning of the word prototype. He asked the companies to start producing a prototype of such a robot. Oh my God, we have about 10 minutes to finish because there is still a problem with the program, like what happened yesterday. So we have 10 minutes to finish. Salman?
Mr. Prototype means something that is not yet in action. It is just like a design, a model.
Yes, a design or a
And
model.
the
or
real one
first,
will be different from it.
yes, the first example of something. Okay? Thank you,
Sir, the
Salman.
time problem is because of the subscription?
Something like this, and we are going to solve this problem next lecture, inshallah.
So you said
So let's move to the next page. Actually, I prepared a PowerPoint presentation discussing or the meaning of these words, but now I don't have time to finish it now. And this here, these exercises are depend on the meaning of the words we discussed before, so you can do them as homework, and we can start the next session, the next vocabulary session discussing them. Okay? Now here, fill in the word missing from the idiom in each sentence. Your work is just not good enough. You should shape up or who wants to participate? What's missing here? This is a kind of idiom, and you know in idioms, don't depend on the literal meaning of the words. Idioms don't depend on the literal meaning of the words, okay? So your work is just not good enough. You should shape up, or who's ready to answer? Sherry?
Mr. Ship.
Or ship out, that's right. Or ship out. Ship up, you have to develop yourself, or you will be asked to leave. Okay? Thank you, Mashari. The next one. I don't really care what make things of me. I'm certainly not going to lose any overheard criticism of me. I'm not going to lose any. Salman?
Sleep.
Yes, I'm not going to lose any sleep. This means that I'm not going to worry about anything. I'm not going to lose any sleep over the criticism. Thank you. The business is very successful now, but it took us a long time to get it up and Malak?
It's get it up and running.
Yes, get it up and running. Yes, when you get a business, get it up and running, this means that it starts working, okay?
Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Malak.
Okay.
We looked unsuccessfully for the first edition of the book. So several years, so they looked for, okay, they looked unsuccessfully for the first edition of the book for several years, but we eventually ran it to in a small town near London. Ran it to, Amna? Yes, when you run someone to earth means you find something after a long search. And I think it's clear from the context here. They searched a lot. They searched a lot till they found it. Thank you, Anna. The family feud was bad enough, but the fight between Jim and Jack was, just the flames. Abdullah?
So Mr. Jim and Jack just fanned the flames.
Yes, fan the flames. What does mean fan the flames? Fan the flames. The family feud here means fight. Was bad enough, but the fight between Jim and Jack made the problem worse. Okay. Salman, what does mean fan the flames?
To make the fight worse.
Yes, to make the fight worse. Thank you. It's not to ask the workers to do overtime, exercise C. It's not to ask workers to do overtime when you have just refused to give them a rise. So it's not what? Politic or political? Politic or political? Yes, want to answer? Amna? Amna, can I speak now? Okay.
It will be politic.
Politic, that's right. Here, politic means what? It's not politic to ask just one word. it's not wise to ask workers to do overtime when you have just refused to give them a rise. But political here, this is related to politics. You know, politics, this is the study of, the study of the, how to rule a country, okay? This is politics. Thank you, Anna. The hotel offered to call a taxi for us. Commissioner or commissioner, the hotel, this one that stands in front of the gates of the hotel, wearing some kind of uniform and asking for a taxi for you if you, or calling for a taxi for you if you are in need for a taxi. This man is called Malak.
Commissioner, because it means like police or security.
Commissioner, the first one, but
No,
you mean the second one?
yeah, here because the second one means like police or the security of the hotel.
So the answer is commissioner, not commissioner. Commissioner, that's right, what you said. This is one of the official people who are working in one of the departments of the government. But commissioner, this is the boy that stands in front of the gate of the hotel and asks for, can help you anytime if you are in need of help. Thank you,
So
Malak.
the answer is the first one, not the second one?
Yes, the first one.
Oh, okay.
Okay, commissioner, the second one here means this is one of those people who are responsible for or in authority in any of the departments of the government. Okay? So this one who is in authority, okay, maybe the governor, okay, will ask for a tax for you or will call for a tax for you. I think it's not acceptable. Okay?
I'm very bored. Okay.
Thank you, Malak. Mark was sitting drinking a glass of, sorry, I have a problem here. Mark was sitting drinking a glass of wine and listening to by Beth. Suit or suite? We have, you know, suit. I think this is very easy. Suit, this is a kind of jacket, trousers. They are made of the same material. Okay, but suite here means this is a kind of music. Okay, so what is the answer? I think it's ready now, Shadi.
Mr. The second one,
The second one, yes, suite. This is a type of music, okay? A fox got into the hen and killed 3 of the hens. Thank you, Shadi. The fox got into that. Again, Shadi.
The meaning, Mr.
Which one? In number 4.
It's coop, Mr. It's coop.
Coop, that's right. The coop. Coop here simply means cage. Okay?
Mr. Like a simple house or a small house.
Cage. Yes, it's a cage for keeping animals. Okay? But coo, this is coo. Be silent. We don't pronounce it. Coo here means. Just mean coo.
Mr. A sudden violent, like
yes.
a power from a government, you know.
Not power.
Like a sudden violent and